Delta 1.
Been some time.
It has.
On the way here, I saw a bunch of people at the camp on the mountain. Everything okay in the city?
We've been dealing with what appears to be a zombie outbreak, stemming from humane labs and possibly outward. There isn't really much to speak on beyond that, unfortunately.
Well, if you ever need assistance, you know it's a call.
Will do. Unfortunately, actually, we might, but I need to get a better grasp, I think, from the feds as to what they know about this situation before I make too much, unilateral decisions. This may be something that they're somewhat aware of. Right now, these creatures, zombies or whatever you want to call them, they are unkillable. But the reason I wanted to chat with you is 3 days ago, intelligence had uncovered that there may be an attempted murder of one of the ICU patients within CMC. We are unsure at this time if the target is Arthur, whether the target is the VIP from a week and a half ago, or whether the target is the Garra asset. We just know that there is going to be an attempted murder while they are under surgery, under the blade. Now, I have already concocted some of this is out of my hands. You see, just as the Faceless may have eyes and ears everywhere, so do I. And unfortunately, some of those individuals are going to be making decisions on their own volition. And the best I can do is mitigate. The attempt is to bring one of these patients out of ICU and under the guise of a doctor whom there is an attempt to make her an asset to murder her or murder the patient. We are yet to hear who that patient is, but we have sign off from the very top to induce that individual into virtually a coma and then ideally extract them such that everyone on the outside thinks that this person is dead. If it is one of your assets, whether it's the VIP or otherwise, if it is your guy, we're asking, perhaps who should take him.
I think that's the best. I know that. I believe Marcus Blackwood is recovering at the CMC, correct?
Correct. But as is Arthur, right? As is, what the fuck is the other guy's name? The Garra head. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. If it turns out to be your VIP, is he a San Andreas citizen?
He is.
Shit.
Someone that finances us in this city. Now we can extract him out to our HQ for safekeeping for now. That is something that we can do.
That may be a smart thing to do if that is the target. Like I said, we're uncertain if it's one of the three or alternatively someone different altogether, right? We have not yet been given a name, just that it is a patient. And quite frankly, we can we have a reason that, I mean, they could, for all we know, the Faceless want to kill Arthur because he fucked up. It might be the VIP because they got what they need, or the Garra head because Garra might be the Faceless might be pissed at Garra.
I think it's best we try and extract Marcus Blackwood out of there. I can get a plane early next week.
Early next week. Okay.
And then if nothing happens, then clearly, whatever's going on, they have eyes on another target. But I can assure you, I strongly believe that Marcus Blackwood was meant to die. On that day, things happened. The fact he's not, I don't see this organization backing down. But at the same time, you can never tell with these people.
Okay, I like that. It would limit, if we extract him out and do so covertly, this would be very much a covert mission. We'll get sign off from the top so that the upper echelon of the CMC is aware. And if things continue, then we know it's the other two. Okay, beautiful.
Hey, Tom, I say most likely around Tuesday, I get a plane ready. I can get a few assets of Darkstone. You say the word covert. I'm assuming you don't want Black Orb to be involved, causing too much attention.
Too much attention. It should appear to be a deceased body. Very little footprint. We're gonna make it seem like it's someone irrelevant.
Hey, Tom, if you do need further assistance, we can have things stationed just in case, but I think it's best that we don't have anything. We'll just have a plane waiting at one of the airports of your choosing.
I think that's a great idea. Something else came up. There was, many months ago, 2 individuals related who were murdered by the Faceless. Give me a second here as I pull up the documents. In the last couple days, we've recreated an entire timeline of events, starting with our initial knowledge of the Faceless. This is prior to your involvement, but the intent of which is we must understand the history to understand the future. Give me 1 second here. Here it is. Christopher Miller and David Miller were killed by the Faceless. There was a third by the name of Amanda Miller who was a victim. However, she is still alive. Do you know anything about her? And what her whereabouts may be?
I know that she is the wife of late David Miller, who was the weapon engineer from the U.S. military. What's the other name you mentioned?
So David Miller and Christopher Miller were both deceased in the same incident. And Amanda Miller is alive. So you're saying David Miller was the weapons engineer of the U.S. government?
That is correct. I believe according to our surveillance, I believe sometime in February or March, David Miller was actually attending this location, but he was snatched and grabbed and nowhere to be seen. It's funny because members of the U.S. military did reach out to see if we know anything on the whereabouts. I believe Amanda took it in her own hands and also reached out to the marshals. I believe they had a meeting, Amanda and what's that one marshal's name? Dark.
Okay. That is very interesting. We don't have any documentation in regards to this. Only the fallout thereafter. March. This makes me wonder if March. Oh.
It was either March or February, Forbes and Kudo.
February. That makes sense. Okay, this is very good. We hired a data analyst just about 2 days ago, and I'm going to have them reconstruct every finding of weapons that have been on the street. We started to unravel some of the things around Operation Dead Torrent or Dread Torrent, one of the two, of which appears to have been completed, and I'm starting to wonder if this individual may have been the onset of it all, but that data should help pinpoint some of this. One thing
I think that makes the most sense. To be honest, we know and we saw an influx of insane amount of weapons being quote-unquote flooded.
Was it around that time, do you know?
Ever since February, we had indications and insight of many weapons being distributed. Everybody had a goddamn fucking class too.
So my spitball hypothesis is that this individual may have been kidnapped, and from there, some of his knowledge embedded to the Faceless, who then siphoned some of this off to their varying assets. However, due to what occurred about 2 months back with the shipments being stopped, specifically these 6,000 weapons, and God knows what else may not be documented, is why we're starting to see so few of those. Now, what's interesting is, due to favors, I had somebody that is close to that organization specifically hint to me that those weapons are no longer available. Specifically, they said, have you noticed the last time you've seen a Class 2 or how rusty they are? And then they made note about SMGs. But
here's the thing that I believe you're also missing. Somehow it's not written down because bear with me, there seems to be Andy Jones, I believe her name is, our neighbor, in a sound bike.
Is that Andy?
I believe so. We've had a few run-ins with her. I'm almost positive that should be Andy. I believe she owns that warehouse right there. You know, she well truly could be.
Jesus Christ.
Anybody in this goddamn city could be at this point. Now, here's the thing that is very vital. I need you to tell me, if you can, and if you know, because we know of certain blueprints being thrown away into a pit of fire. Unfortunately, we don't know the specific date. Because if you do, for a certain time period, I can tell you something very vital.
I have the date because those assets divulged everything to me about the history of the Faceless and their relationship to them, and specifically told me that they burnt their blueprints. I took advantage of the Faceless and New Babylon incident. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. The date... give me a second. I'm going to have to check my notes for next time. I'd have to see which report I put it in. But I
Was
would
it somewhere early
wager
August?
yes. It would have had to have been. Oh, I can tell you. Give me a second. I remember how to look for this.
I'll put it like this. Was it before August the 5th?
July 12th was the start of New Babylon, and it was about a month later. So yeah, early August.
Does a name Sophia Bennett or Duggan Smith have any sort of alert on the MDT?
What are the names again? Sorry.
Sophia Bennett and Duggan Smith.
And Duggan Smith?
A firm.
How do you spell Duggeth?
D-U-G-G-A-N. Then Smith.
I don't have any record of any of those individuals. Wait. Actually, I do. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, it's a hidden report.
Marshals were aware.
Delta One, you just helped me find a bunch of hidden reports. This is unintentionally. Holy fuck. And then Smith.
Whoever was running the marshals before you really did not do a good fucking job.
I don't think they knew how to organize information.
Oh, here's the worst thing. The marshals knew about Duggan Smith, but that isn't the name that scares. That should be scary. It's Sophia Bennett.
There is no information about Sophia. Is that Sophia and then Bennet?
Sophia-Bennett.
I don't see anything in regards to that.
There's a reason. 8th month of the calendar year, August the 5th, Duggan Smith was kidnapped during a training exercise of Dogstone. Duggan Smith had a location of where Sophia Bennett would be 2 days later. 2 days later, there was a massive run-in. Our convoy got hit. Cops were involved. There might be a sort of date to a report. On the 7th of August, Sophia Bennett was kidnapped. You want to know who Sophia Bennett is?
Sophia Bennett must have been the individual that was a scientist and you tried to save them. That must have been the day that McNulty said some shit. There was some beef going on. It involved... Okay. That was the day I got involved, and the only thing I was told by the marshal was, I think we can take out the APCs. And I had to lead that whole thing. That's the day I put you in cuffs.
Sophia Bennett wasn't a
that was
scientist.
afterwards.
Sophia Bennett isn't a random scientist or medical. She's a weapon engineer. Her expertise being SMGs.
Oh.
She has not been seen since.
Okay. Well, she's going to be in the hands of the Faceless.
That is correct.
We tried to save her, but unfortunately the dumb fucks that decided to lead that incident, I remember now, I did not lead that one, had us redirect to save some bullshit. We broke off her. God fucking damn it. Did the marshals know what she was?
Hey, That's why I was so angry that the cops... That's why I had Buccaneer Way, and I was very angry that his ego came in the way of potentially saving...
It's not McNulty's fault. McNulty was cut off months and months ago with zero information. He himself is the one that found the Echelon building, and it's only because he was monitoring it during all this that I got a phone call saying, "Are you taking over the Faceless case?" And I said, "I don't even know what you're talking about." And they said, "Well, then why is McNulty at the Faceless building that we're monitoring?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? No one told us this."
Jesus fucking Christ.
He had more knowledge about the beginning parts of the Faceless, and they cut him off. Cut him off that he started spiraling. I've luckily since then been involving him on everything, and that man, while he might be a bit of a loose cannon, his head is in the right place. But he's like somebody that was just cut off for no reason. So that's kind of where some of that ego may come from. He was speaking as someone who didn't know what was happening, but none of that was his fault.
It's crazy because the fear could have been saved and SMGs wouldn't have been flooded, it seems to me, after the blueprint incident. I guess the Faces needed someone to create a new blueprint, considering they killed David Miller. It all makes sense now.
Okay, well, that is very interesting. Her for SMGs, Garra, and the USB M70s. God fucking damn it. Well, on the bright side of all this is, like I said, we are building historical information. I think this sort of stuff unpacks a lot of that for us. And while it may not make an immediate difference, at least we'll be better prepared for the next time.
Here's something I will never understand. It's pretty clear that the Faceless did lead us into obtaining 6,000 rifle bodies. The
Wait,
question
the
is why.
Faceless led you to it?
I'll put it like this. There was a convoy that the Oracle was 100% certain had weapons, had rifle bodies. That truck was filled with ingredients of food. However, somehow there was a note that I believe was a diary owned by Ryan Kane. In that diary gave the location of 6,000 rifle bodies. We've been dealing with these guys for a very long time. Everything they do, whether it's small or big, it's there for a reason. The question is why? Because that data had their operation. Why would they lead us to $500 million worth of weapons? That's something I will never understand. Because to me, for the government, for the marshals, for the cops, that does seem like a victory. I just don't understand.
Was the key... Was this on Buccaneer Way? What the fuck?
Negative. I believe the convoy was grabbed up in a grapeseed by the police. Darmstadt did not assist, but the Oracle assisted with information.
I would love to have a deeper conversation with you once we've got all our data together. Who's that?
You mentioned Buccaneer Way. Jets and docks.
That's correct. Hang tight. That's a fake military personnel. That guy's not one of
my
mine.
chopper.
Radio check.
All right, they're in 2.
Hey, that guy that just drove in, that guy is not military.
Yep, I know. We're taking care of it.
Good shit. Good fucking shit, boys. Marshall's already on it.
Wow.
Is he by your
Looks
20
like
right
you
now?
should have been directed from the start there, bro.
He rolled up, he looked,
No.
and then he tried driving off.
Hey, firm.
Is that one of yours coming?
Yeah, this one.
All right, he is left.
ID him.
Vehicle comes back to Rosemary Workman.
It's probably stolen. Yeah, see if you can get an ID. He was dressed up in military fatigue as well.
Yeah, there's several individuals who are dressed similar to that. Running around in here. They one of them had a news camera and a backpack.
You know what I'm thinking? Get in contact with SK. It might be some zombie shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, our primary goal is just to get them the fuck away from the base.
Another one.
Another guy's coming up right now.
All right, I'm 76.
Hey, firm.
What the fuck is going on in this goddamn city?
Hang tight for me. We got another one by the hangar just overlooking us.
On top?
No, he's in another vehicle right next door. Yep. Where to your right?
Hold on.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Hey, how's it going?
Is this...
Yo, what's up, mate? Hello?
Oh, is this zombie shit?
No, I'm actually being deployed from South Yorkshire Special
Don't be
Forces, mate.
stupid.
What's happening?
That's going to get you thrown into jail for a very long time.
Oh, no. My mama says stupid is as stupid does, sir.
Yeah. What's this in relation to?
You know, just,
This is zombie related?
It is not SK or his people. I
Maybe.
just spoke to him on the phone. He's in the city.
what's it to you? Is what you're doing zombie related, sir?
No, this is state property, and if you're acting like the U.S. military on state grounds, that's like the nines. So,
Oh, no, I'm not doing that then. I'm just...
yeah.
I bought
Let's
these
leave the
from,
vehicle here, and you guys can be on your way. But
yeah, sounds fair enough. honestly.
okay.
Yes, sounds
All
good.
right. Thank you very much. Listen, I'm a big supporter of what SK's doing. All right, just don't fuck around with the marshals, especially when we're doing something.
We're
You know what I mean?
leaving.
All right.
We're leaving.
Thank you very much.
You have a good day.
Yep.
No problem.
Just keep space away from the military base for the time being. You know what I mean?
Of course, we'll do.
Once
Okay,
we're
of
gone,
course.
you guys are
Yes.
good. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Appreciate
Got
it.
No problem.
Yep.
We know what you're up to, sir.
All right, I'm going to wrap around, patrol back to the bridge. Make sure that area is secure.
You guys heard what I told them, right?
Hey, firm.
Yeah.
They've agreed to give us their space.
Hey, Flum.
Yeah.
Before we were
Zombie
interrupted.
related.
Intruder approach is code 4.
What the hell? Before we were
Yeah, I told them.
interrupted by some.
Go ahead.
You mentioned a location that is very familiar with the Faceless Jetsam dogs.
Transparently, I've yet to look into this new information that's come my way, so I can't speak too much about it. Things have been moving very quick. But I figured I do see a note about something regarding Buccaneer Way, so I sort of presumed that was the location you had referenced.
What kind of note is it? Or a notebook?
I have
Brian Jane.
I was in the midst of actually looking at it when I got your call, so I have to go back to the evidence locker and take a closer look.
I'd like to see this said note, if you do allow me to.
I'll have to see what it's in regards to first. So what is it? What's going on at Buccaneer Way?
Well, I think it's very clear that the Jetsam dogs are owned by the Faceless. That's their way of imports and exports, hence the rifle bodies, hence the bombing that took place with Opal and Gunner Kane, hence the whole operation of Dread Torrent. There's also something else. I won't say too much, but there was an asset of the Faceless that was shot at Buccaneer Docks.
Sorry, say that again? There was a what?
A Faceless asset, months ago, shot at Buccaneer Docks.
A asset was shot?
That is correct.
What was their name?
This wasn't a normal asset that we both know. Charlie, Rain, all these other assets in the city. This asset was very, very inside circle. I'm talking about funding.
Oh.
That's why I'm very curious on the note that you are talking about.
I can deep dive that right after this, and next we meet, whether it's Tuesday or beforehand, we can dive in if it's related. Like I said, I have not taken a close look at it just yet.
You weren't looking at date just yet, but potentially Tuesday. Wow, with an extraction.
Does this have anything to do with investors?
It does.
Okay. I've seen some references to such a thing. However, it's like looking through a fog of war. Financier. Huh. Understood. I'll probably
I
have
won't say too much, but
I think
let's
it's
just
best
say-
that I get my bearings before I ask any more. Otherwise, even your responses, they may not connect in my mind. At least not yet.
I'll talk more next week regarding the extraction as well as this. I hear another car.
Give me just 1 second.
Hello.
Hey, I think some of your boys may have came down to the military base.
You sure it was some of mine? Because
yeah, I think so.
I got a call from another marshal, but we were all at Parsons looking into some of the more like the book stuff we've been doing.
They were very British, and I think I recognized one or two of them as manner. Not a huge deal. Look, I love what you're doing, quite frankly. Marshals are here to support to some degree with the zombie shit. I just want to make sure you guys don't get wrapped into non-zombie shit and things get interweaved. So,
okay. I'm about to be back at camp, so I'll ask if it was anybody who's there.
It's fine. It's not they already told them, like, listen, you're fucking with some 9s level shit. So just be cautious.
Okay.
Okay.
So now.
Yeah. As a just in case. So
No
obviously
problem.
they took the warning with heed. So, okay. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
take
you,
care.
Brown.
Bye. Do you see that right there? That wasn't there before.
What exactly are we talking about?
Do you see an aircraft? A fighter jet? Hey, there's a fucking fighter jet right in front of me. That wasn't there previous.
Check it out. It may be one of those things where you see it, but you don't see it. You know.
Are you sure?
In the hangar, Brian? In the hangar?
Yeah, right here.
I don't see one in the hangar.
Yeah, it does that. You know, sometimes you just gotta rub your eyes. Sometimes you just start seeing things.
Yeah.
Do you not see this?
Buck-colored truck is now leaving on the bridge, heading eastbound out of base from the
Negative.
You know, it's probably just a lack of sleep.
I believe what you're experiencing is the illusion of Fort Zancudo.
Look, I'm gonna shoot a little bit more straight with you here. I received a book. And there's references to Buccaneer Way and references to a investor in it. As to whether or not I can show you, that's going to kind of depend on what the content of it is. At the end of the day, some of this may be investigative information. So once it is saliated, we'll kind of go from there. So
hopefully by next week you've done your part and we can have a conversation.
Absolutely. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, Brian. There's a lot of things you do not know, and we're here to assist. If you need our help with anything, we are one call away, Brian.
Absolutely. I do have a request. I'm looking for jamming devices to be installed at the observatory to prevent electronic countermeasures, specifically against an entity known as the Archivist. I want to ensure that at least the observatory, there is some semblance of a safe haven against electronic comms. So,
Back on me, Smack. You saw me test a prototype. It seems to be working. I could probably put that around the observatory.
beautiful. In addition to AA batteries. So at least in the event little birds make their... I would not want to use it as an offensive, but rather as a countermeasure such that, you know, 2 AA batteries and then electronic countermeasures, ideally.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the ones we had I think we both know what happened that day.
Very true. Okay. Well,
But
thank
I'll
you.
see what we can do back at HQ.
Thank you so much, Delta One. I appreciate it.
I'll see you next week, Brian.
We should be good here. Let's be back at HQ. SK mentioned that it wasn't his guys. I'm pretty sure it was, but they were probably acting on their own accord. I let SK know that, like, hey, I understand what they're doing and we're not looking to, like, step on toes when it comes to zombie-related shit. However, it's important they don't mix streams, you know?
Yeah.
I asked Delta One for electronic warfare